Well, hello everyone. This is Mona over at Butterflies Home and Garden. Wanted to welcome you today. I brought you on here real quick. I am starting and I'm so excited. Gardening season will be here pretty soon. So I am going to be starting some of my seedlings and with some of these maybe a little bit ahead of time, but I'd rather still go ahead and start them now versus waiting to the last minute. This year I am not growing as many things as I did last year. Actually going to be loaning out some of my raised beds to family and friends that, you know, want a garden, but for whatever reason, living in an apartment or whatever the case, they can't do it. So they're going to use some of my space that I have that I'm not going to be using. Right here is... I started my seed last year different. I used the pellets, but I also started some out with the Jiffy seedling dirt in here, and some I put in these type, and even some I put in, you know, the little pots. And I even did put some in the water tray for those pots. But this year I'm just sticking to the Jiffy pellets. So as you can see, they're starting to puff up. But when you put them in here, I'll pull this one out because this one hasn't puffed up all the way yet. They're thin, you know, they're compressed really, really good. So you just add water. And you just really almost immediately see it puffing up. You know, like this one here. You see where it goes from that to being puffed up. And this is actually a kit that I purchased on Amazon last year, over the winter before last year's garden. And I did already, I'm kind of doing something different even as far as keeping track of everything this year. Last year I kind of had things just scribbled on pieces of paper here and there. So this year I created a binder. So that way moving forward I can always, you know, have this to reference to year by year. As it starts to get thick, I'll just increase the larger binder and put it in there. But what I have done also, which you can see right here, I highlighted yellow, or not yellow, green is for seeds that I'm going to be starting in the Jiffy pods here. And the pink, which I haven't highlighted yet on my papers, is going to be for direct sow after the last frost this year. So I got a couple of different varieties, and with each one of these that I choose, going to dedicate a whole row for most of them that I plant in this. And it's actually, before I get ahead of myself with that, this is actually a kit that's like a greenhouse effect. Has the dome, it comes with the heating mat, and again I got it from Amazon. I don't know if you can see that, the lighting. It's called a Jumpstart hothouse. So I've used them before, but this is the first year that I'm going to use it the way that it was intended to be used. So back to my little nifty binder. I have just the ones that I have highlighted, or the ones that I want to grow that did really good last year. Now this Opalka, this is my first year planting these. I know I've told the story before on YouTube. I was talking to a gentleman. We were standing in a line at the farmer's market, and you know how you always strike up a conversation, or at least I do. I don't meet a stranger. So, but he was telling me about this. We were talking about sauces that we made from our tomatoes in the garden. And he told me about this Opalka tomato, and that it is a very large tomato, but good for making sauces because it has a lot more meat in it than it does seeds. So going to be trying that this year, and I hope it works and it grows very well because they look so delicious from what I looked up on YouTube. And this is a cherry tomato, and this is a seed that I actually saved from Smith Farms. organic cherry tomatoes that they had. This grape is from seeds that I saved from last year that just did so well, and I had to do it again. Those tomatoes were good. And it's like a cherry grape tomato. The San Marzano, I believe my seeds I'm using this year is from M.I. Gardner. And this strawberry German orange tomato, this is my first year growing this too. I bought some seeds, I can't remember from who. And if you buy so many, they send you some free seeds, packets of seeds. Also going to be doing in here the Black Beauty eggplant, some collard greens. Nothing off of that page. Those are all direct sows. I'm going to be doing the slicing cucumbers. I think M.I. Gardner's are those two. Homemade pickled cucumbers. I think those are Baker Creek seeds that I'll be using. California Wonder, sweet bell pepper, red bell pepper, and then a mixed rainbow bell pepper. And I normally direct sow all of my herbs, but I do like chives and basil, and I really want to get a head start on those. And it was another one, the peppermint I'm going to plant too, because I integrate the peppermint herb and the basil in between all of my raised beds, and even my grow bags and containers. It helps slow those bugs down. They don't like that combination, the smell of that combination. And a fellow YouTuber told me about this last summer, and I tried it, and oh, it works. So I think that was the last of everything. Yeah, kumquat. The kumquat is definitely a direct sow. So I am going to get all of my seeds in here, and I will bring you guys back when I'm ready to put it up under the grow lights. See you in a minute. Well, hi guys, I wanted to bring you back in to show you where I'm at. Gotten them the seeds in there and all the labels. I wanted to show you what the pod looks like once it swells all the way up, because after that you're going to open this up, and I normally just take it and pull it. You're not doing any damage to the pod casing that's on there, but you need to, just kind of open that some, and I put some seeds in here, and you're just going to rough up the surface a little bit. I even rough up my surface a little bit before I plant anything in here. So I've got a couple more, I think just the red bell pepper. And how I pick up my seeds is I get a little, toothpick or a wooden skewer or something like that. And I take it and dip it in some water, and let me get it there. And you pick it up on the actual tip and bring it over and put it in the dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these done, and I'll bring it back in when I'm ready to put them under the grow light. So see you soon. Well guys, I am back. Brought you back to see the completion of starting my seedlings. As you can see, they're in a dome, and it also has a heating pad in the bottom. So I will be bringing you guys back as things move forward and transition to transplanting, and then hardening off outside when it's time, and eating all the yummies of all the vegetables. So I will see you guys again when I make my next video. See you soon.